Hey guys, it's Bigbear here again with another battle report. This is the latest one that I posted on Warseer between Once Bitten and myself. The votes were in YouTube and Warseer, and pretty much people wanted to see Bretonnians versus Beastmen, and the next closest second was High Elves. So pretty excited about the game. So let's go ahead and start this. I'm going to be fielding the Bretonnians, and of course Once Bitten will be doing his Beastmen. Here's an overview of the battlefield. We have a couple hills, a couple forests, blocking terrain, some fenced walls to the left, and there's a house to the left as well. There's also a Bretonnian statue in the back, but that didn't play a very big part in the game at all. So here's his battle line. On the left side, he has a chariot, 6 Minotaurs with double hand weapons, full command, Gorgon, and next to them is a unit of 20 Gore, I think, or 25 Gore, with 2 level 1s and a level 4 Shaman with their Herdstone right there beside him. Unit of 5 Harpies. There's the large 40-man block of War Gore there, with or Gore I should say, with a War Gore, and he has Battle Stand Bearer, Beast Banner. And then over here, a big unit of Bestigors, a Chariot, and a Razor Gore. So on my side here, I took a unit of Fast Cav, the Pegasus Knights, 3 of them, no command, 48 peasants. They have a level 1 in there with a 5-up board save for them, and then a Battle Standard Bearer, Knight on foot with all kinds of goodies. And then next to them is a unit of 10 peasant bowmen, skirmishers. Then my 15-man Knight of the Round block with a level 4 in the middle there, and then a unit of 20 bowmen with braziers. And then we have the Great Relique with 19 people and the Relique itself. And then we also have 9 questing knights. And then on the very far flank there I have my Lord. He has a terror mask. He's questing knight. Every time he does it, he gets the extra attack. And then he has, I think, 9 knights errants with him. So on looking at this game, it's going to be an exciting matchup. I mean, we had, we're both pretty good generals, I think, and we both had pretty balanced lists. And in general, I was just really excited to play the game. Once Bitten is a great opponent. I don't know if you've ever played him. If not, try to get a game in sometime. These are just some general shots of the units, some of the general painting shots of his miniatures. If you ever got a chance to, take a second and look at them. I think the matchup was pretty fair too with our 2 armies. I don't think one person had a ridiculously overpowered army over the other one. And with that statue right there that you can see in that picture, the Bretonnian statue I elaborated on earlier. He Once Bitten gave me that statue to kind of help me out, because it's really hard to judge the distance via Skype. So everything within that statue, within 6, is going to be stubborn. But it doesn't really play that big of a part, because it's I kind of advanced on them. Bretonnians usually go to the fight, not sit back. So it wasn't a big deal, but it did, leave me to where I could leave my archers back comfortably and not have to worry about it. So, all right, let's go ahead and start the first turn here. First turn, he go ahead and gets it. I think I might have got it first, but I pray it doesn't matter. So he moves up his whole battle line there, threatening me with a Gorgon on the flank, and on his other side, the left side, he goes ahead and positions his line to where if I fly my Pegasus Knights over his unit, he can kind of get me with the Razor Gore. If I'm going to charge a Razor Gore, I really have to work for it. So it's not really worth it to me to go there. So then on this other side here, he gets the Chariot to where it can counter charge if I charge his Minotaurs, which are behind the wall. So that's a pretty good defensive move for him there. And here's another shot of the end of his turn. Magic goes off. I don't think anything really crazy happens. We both didn't have a lot. We both had Laura Beast, so we weren't really doing a ton of damage to each other. But so here's my turn. It starts off big. I charged the Gorgon with my big Knight block. I had to get him out of there, and I didn't know what really I should have done. Other than that, I had the stubborn crown, so even if I got into my flanks, I could hold up and get some flank and rear charges with a men of arms and my knight unit. So I was willing to accept that, and let those guys die. It's really, for me, the knight realm. That's what they're good for with the weapon skill 4. Kind of can just hold some dudes up. And then my Pegasus Knights, they had Curse Honor here. I forgot that he got that off, but I moved them up, unfortunately, to use them as chaff. I had a list with some peasant yeomen on there, but I took them out. I wish I wouldn't have, so these guys are going to have to die. But they go up there and hold his battle line up for a turn, making sure he doesn't get that flank charge. And other than that, I just kind of shuffle up. I get those 10 peasant bowmen up there to be chaff next turn. And then my damsel leaves that unit because she's already given the ward, so she's going to bounce out and try to get my archer unit, risk some magic and some, he doesn't have a lot of shooting. So this other side here, I move up my Grey Relique. I'm not going to charge him and then just get murdered in there. I do eventually want to engage him with the Grey Relique with his Minotaurs because that's a good matchup. But another picture of it here. I want that matchup, but it's not worth always charging. So you new players that are watching, you don't always just want to throw your unit in there. I would have got mauled there. So if you're using it to tie up, you especially want him to charge you. So something to think about there. But other than that, this hand-to-hand's getting locked in, and I'm nervous about it because we got the same weapon skill. I'm strength 5. Yeah, I mean, he's tough, so I mean it was a tough fight. He killed a couple guys, I think 2, and then I put a wound on him. I won. He passed a stubborn 10, and that's it. So here's an overview of the battlefield before it goes on to his next turn. He's kind of shuffling his bunker back there to get some better line of sight to where he can do some more spells. Okay, so he charges the Bestigors into the flank of my fast cap, and I kind of wish I would have put my guys to where the one was blocking and the other one was behind the other one. That way, if I would have got flanked, I at least would have got as many attacks as possible. But it is what it is. They're going to die no matter what. So he goes up there, charges them. He's going to use his gore to kind of reform, and he uses his unit of Harpies to go up there on the and kind of slow down my my block with my knight on foot. So other than that, he doesn't really charge with his Minotaurs. I don't think he wanted to risk it, and it's better just stay there for him and just get buffed up and brace for the charge. And it's kind of holding my whole flank off. I have a lot more points over there than he does. So after the hand-to-hand, of course, he murders the Pegasus Knights. So they drop. The guys didn't have a chance, like I said. I mean, they're expensive unit, but for you watching, sometimes if it's 100 points or under and you need something to block it, use what you can. Don't worry about it, the point cost ratio. So after this, another round of hand-to-hand here. He dropped one more wound, so he's got 3 left. He tried to gobble one of my guys up, but I think he missed. So my turn. Just a general overview of the battlefield here right after I'm charging. I end up trying to charge this Gorgon with my questing knights. They fail. Charge him with a relique. He fails. And then I charge the relique last. I do these knights here. I roll my test. They failed their leadership, so they had to charge. I threw him in the Gorgon because my questing general should probably be able to bring it down. And why not, So other than that, I go ahead and bring the men-at-arms into the Harpies because I just want to get them out of the way. I see a lot of people try to avoid chaff. I think your best option most time is just kill it and get out of the way. Even if you die, you get the points. So yeah, other than that, move my archers up, and they're just doing perfect right here. They're holding up the Gore, and they're holding up the Bestigor because they're facing the direction there, and the way they're positioned, that gives them long enough charge where he can't actually hit my flank. So this is the big hand-to-hand here. Kind of nervous about it. I'm pretty sure my general will kill that guy. If he swallows my general whole, though, that's going to be really bad. But yeah. So after it's all said and done, the general, of course, murders that Gorgon. I think he takes 1 wound. But he overruns, the other unit reforms, and when they overrun, they smack into the side of that large block with the Beast Banner. So by doing so, by killing that, the Minotaurs break, which really sucked for Once Bitten. We were joking about it. Big Daddy Minotaur went down, and all the other Minotaurs kind of ran. So it really sucks and bad luck there, but we go back and forth with that, as you'll see. So yeah, smacking the unit here. I'm really excited about this. I'm touching that battle standard bearer with my general. Champion's not all the way over this, or if he challenges, I'm not going to get pulled over, so not a big deal. So yeah, on the other side there, the men-at-arms chop up those harpies like we knew they would, and prepare for a flank. So he's in a bad position here because he can't really reform with that unit too much because of the angle that he's at touching his other unit. But I mean, if he chops up those peasants, then he'll be good to go. So here's an overview of his side. He charges those men-at-arms. I mean, not the men-at-arms, the peasant bowmen, I should say. His minotaurs rally, thank God. If those would have broke off the table, I would have just conceded and been like, this is done, man. I'm sorry that. I mean, that's a lot of points to break, and it's unfortunate it even happened like that the first time. So other charges, he brings his unit of his bunker unit into the side of my knight unit. I see what he's doing there because otherwise he's going to go down. So this negates the flanks and my ranks. It makes the combat a lot leaned heavy, in his favor, other than my charge on his main unit. And if he can get some log forms off, with those 3 wizards, he should be bringing me down. So, yeah, as said, the peasant bowmen take the charge. Once again, always a bad day to be a peasant. The Razorgore steps up here because he's got to do something. He's got to slow me down. If I get in the flank or rear of those guys, he's dead. So that is not good juju for him. So what he does next, that hand-to-hand there, we chop each other up. My general whiffs on his battle standard bearer. I don't really know how he did that. It was horrible, but kind of a push. I only lost by 1, and they broke and he ran me down. So the funny part about the rundown is he hit his other unit, so he couldn't really go too far, so he just kind of sat there. So yeah, it really sucked, but you take the good and the bad. I think I was a pretty good sport about it. I was like, yeah, no big deal, man. Let's keep doing this. So so now this is my turn here. Overview of the beginning of my turn after charges. I throw my my Rare Relic up here and make him stand right at the wall, and I reform those guys, those questing knights, to accept that charge from the chariot. And if he does charge my flank, I can get 5 the whole unit swinging on that chariot to bring him down. So I declare a charge on him with my knights against his bunker unit, and he flees. So, and he made it away by an inch. I mean, that was a story of the game for me with charges. Everything I did, it was 1 inch away, 1 inch away. When I ran away with my knights that one time, he got me by 1 inch. It was constant. But for other charges, I actually get a clip here on the back of his unit, and the only reason I really did that is because I wanted to guarantee that I couldn't get mauled if I failed that charge, which I did. But the funny part is my battle standard moved over to his battle standard bearer, killed him. He broke, and I ran him down. Oh no, I didn't run him down. He actually broke through the stone, through his people, and off the table. It was horrible. So really big bad luck there for him with another leadership role. But then again, he didn't have the bubbles or anything. It kind of eliminated that. So other than that, he kind of repositions everything here. Kind of moves around. At the beginning of his turn, he's got a unit fleeing, and he fails the leadership role to rally with these guys, so they break off the table, which is really unfortunate. He moved his chariot up here to kind of look at my contest me and see what he really wanted to do with his charges. And as said, this is another picture of that unit being gone, and that really sucked. He had leadership 9. He didn't have a reroll, but still, I mean, that's a big points thing to overcome. So other than that, he kind of forms up to take my unit in the back there. We've been getting wild forms off on each other like crazy, throughout the whole course of the game. I got on my men-at-arms like pretty much the whole game. His minotaurs were pretty beefed up. That's why I didn't charge him last turn. But they get into my flank here, which really sucked. I didn't want him to, but it is what it is. So took that charge, and he moves the chariot back because he doesn't want them to. That guy to get killed, just kind of to hold that flank a little bit more. Which I'm fine with because I've got a plan in place to take care of that. And then he chops up some dudes. I think he only killed like 3 or 4, but he won combat. and then he reformed. So my beginning of my turn overview here. You know, I'm getting ready for some defense and some attacks here. I go ahead and do a swift reform with these guys and bring them to as wide as possible to where his chariot can't actually wheel around and get back there to these questing knights, because I reformed them in lance formation to where they can hit that flank. I did a swift reform and moved up. I could have got a rear charge, but that would have given them a ton more guys. This only gives them 2 guys to swing back, so that's what I went with. And then over here, the peasants reform and get ready to take on both these units. My peasants were just mauling all game. Wild form on them makes them just insanely good. So yeah, this is what happens. His minotaurs go to town and just wreck my knight unit down to 1 guy and the prophetess, which was perfect, because that means you know, my guys are probably gonna hold no matter what. He's gonna kill the hell out of that 1 dude, and then I'm gonna pile into she'll pile back into the combat and she can't be hurt. So that's perfect with the crown of command there. And then over here he decides that he's just gonna take his chariot and move up and be chaff, because the men-at-arms, you know, hitting that unit are gonna cut him up. So and then yeah, here's this hand-to-hand here. He's stacking up the frenzy markers like, you know, Once Bitten always does. I'm just piling them up. So he brings a chariot in because my knights are kind of away from there, and so is General BSB. So it's leadership 8 stubborn. He's going to win the combat with a charge. So, you know, I have to roll, you know, a little bit above average or less, and, you know, hopefully hold. So he chops up that dude and he tries to reform in that direction, but then you know, I looked in the FAQ and it says you can't change your facing from what the unit you're originally touching. So he moved it back. And then I flank charge him here with my questing knights, and that's perfect for me. I really wish I would have done 5 wide. That would have got me, you know, a lot more horse attacks, because I'm going to wild form these guys, and the horses actually become really good when they're wild formed. And yeah, I go ahead and charge the chariot here. There's a lot of chaff coming towards these men-at-arms, but I'll take it. You know, I mean, 100 points, 100 points, 100 points. It adds up. So over here, I actually held, and I did a wound to him, surprisingly, and then he ended up just sliding over. Oh, I slid over to go ahead and get some more attacks. So after it's all said and done, I chopped some dudes up. He still wins, though. He kills my damsel, kills the overkill, and then yeah, I just kind of, you know, pile in there. So this is a and I did get wild form off on both my units, the questing knights and the men-at-arms. So he decides wild form men-at-arms again, strength 5, toughness 4, and a 5 up ward save, just not worth fighting. So he goes ahead and throws a Razor in there, and then over here he ends up breaking from the hand-to-hand. I miss him by, I think, 2 inches from the overrun, or the pursue, I should say. And my knights get slaughtered down to 1 guy. The banner dies, everybody, and it's down to the last guy, and then he makes it away. Thank God. So that saved me 300 points right there. So that was huge. But I go ahead and charge him here as Razor, and he flees. I do redirect. I fail it twice in a row, which really sucked. And you know, my knight flees back to save the points. My Rare Elite goes up, tries to kill that chariot, get the rest of the points. And I did an archer flank charge here, which if I would have been able to redirect, I would have had a cascade. Or if he would have held with the Razor, I would have killed it, and then I would have had a cascading combat. So, but as it stood, you know, it didn't happen that way. So he fled, couldn't redirect. Archer's hit. I ended up winning that combat. He rolled leadership -1 and passed. Thank God. If I would have killed that, that would have just been a slaughter fest. But yeah, ended up Bretonians win. So the things I learned playing this game, Once Bitten is an insanely awesome person to play. It's a great game. We both were trying to help each other. I really think that's how this game needs to be played. The people that go in and play Games Workshop games and just try to murder each other, it's not the way to play. You know, you want to have fun, help each other become better at the game, and that's what it's all about. So army-wise, it's the first time playing Bretts for me. You know, with these guys, I noticed they pick their charges, man. They pick their fights. If you know what you're doing, just hold back and make them come to you, and then hammer them for doing it. Men-at-arms are insanely good with buffs. You know, I've told people this before on Wars here and stuff, but once you start getting some of those, just 1 wild form turns these guys into monsters. I mean, the halberds are just so good. So Other than that, the Minotaurs, equal death for everybody. A lot of people try to say Minotaurs aren't great. Every game I see them, they just chop people up. So yeah. And the last thing is bad rolls. We both had some bad rolls back and forth, losing units here and there. But you just stay the course, stay positive, have a good game, and that's what it's all about. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully we can do another battle like this soon. So thanks again.